welcome to class, everyone. Beautiful. And that sets the scene for tonight's class. So we're still on this journey about conscious striving. And last week we all felt the one end of the polarity of the pressure and the actual striving, and I've had a few responses for some people about what that brought up for them and the experience of that. So tonight's class we're going to the other end. The other end. And all of us are going, oh, isn't it nice? We're just being tonight. And what's interesting about this concept of being is that we very much need to be mindful to step into being, because we're so busy doing that often we forget just to take a moment to breathe and be present. And what's so powerful about being is that you come into the moment. And when you're in the moment, there isn't, most of the time, a large majority of the time, there isn't the stress, there isn't the worry. Even if you go to those times when the moment may be a challenge and the moment may be a crisis, if you're very present in that crisis, there's still a clarity, there's still a knowing, you're still being in that moment. And often when crises do surface and you are very present in the moment, that's when you're able to act under pressure. And that's a beautiful illustration of how being can drive your action. And that's why it is on the spectrum of conscious striving, because you need to be able to be present with the consciousness flowing through you and very tuned in to the rhythm and the flow and the direction of your life, and allowing that to surface and allowing that to bubble and allowing that to communicate. What's so powerful about that is so often, and I know that all of you in the room do this, when you're being, often it's in gratitude. Because when you're in the moment, often you're experiencing a sense of awe. Something wonderful that's happening that's allowed you to stop and be calm in the moment. You know, like the sunset or the cuddle from your child or whatever it is, you know, you're tasting some incredible food. If any of you have ever fasted and then you do the food straight after an extended fast, there's nothing more present than those first few mouthfuls of food. You're like, oh my gosh. And you have so much gratitude, just so full of blessings and joy for that moment. And that is what being is. It's being very present and blessed in the moment. And it's interesting that you would put that on the opposite side of striving, the opposite edge of the coin. Because striving so forward focused and so much about projection and so much about the pressure to achieve something, while being is just gratitude and blissing out and being present when those situations arise that challenge you and learning from that moment of challenge. And the reason why they go together to consciously strive is because there's a lot of ancient practices that talk about the art of not doing. And that can be interpreted as you do nothing. But when you really sit into it, that's when you let what the shamans refer to as this vertical timeline direct you. And what that means is that this presence is surfacing. It's surfacing through the heart, it's awakening your truth, and then that is projecting out the action that you take. And from that action, it moves you closer towards these things that make your heart more and more fulfilled. The difference between conscious striving and just being. Just being is you are content. Okay? When you are happy, you are grateful. Conscious striving is the next level up. We have a contract. We have all been born at a very important time of this earth, of humanity, where the consciousness needs to rise. We need to start caring, not just for ourselves and for our brothers and our sisters, but all of the earth, and we all know that. So that's where conscious striving comes in, because we have this potential, this purpose that we agreed to before we came in, and it is unfolding in our life. But how deep that unfolds and how much that unfolds in regards to the fulfillment is through the gratitude and through being. Because if we start to just strive and we're not doing that consciously, how do we know what we're striving for is in line with this unfolding? It could just be something we were told as a child that we thought would be really good to do, and then we've taken that on as our truth of who we are, and we retire and then we go, oh my gosh, how many of us have got parents that have done that? No. What is life about? I no longer do that job. I'm no longer that identity. Who am I? Who are you? And that's your purpose. To be you. And that's why being present is so potent. Because the more present you are with yourself, the more time you spend being with yourself and really diving into the expression of who you are, then you understand yourself more and more. And the more you understand yourself, the more you step away from trying to improve yourself, and the more you step into self-acceptance. You know, there's parts of me that would love to change, but I accept that right now they're not, and if they never do, then they never do. I'm not going to push and strive unless this calling requires it. And so that's why being in gratitude and being in the present moment and flowing is the other aspect of striving. So shall we play? Let's come and place our hands on our knees, palms facing up, closing your eyes and dropping into the body. Feeling the sit bones pushing down into the earth. Letting this ground you and anchor you into this present moment, this present time, here in this space. And continue to push your sit bones down as you stretch the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Lengthening the spine, making sure you have the Jivunjaban. And with your eyes rolled up into the third eye chakra, bring your hands together and start to rub them. And press palm to palm and place the thumbs in at the middle of the chest. Inhale fully, exhale completely, and inhale to chant. your hands there, exhale. Then inhale for 3 rounds. No, inhale to set the intent. May I find moments within my day to just stop, be, and breathe in the gratitude for all that is. May this happen more than ever before, for the benefit of all. Exhale, and seal that in for 3 rounds of Adgarename. Adgarename, Jagadgarename, Satgarename, Sri Guru Deviname. Adgarename, Jagadgarename, Satgarename, Sri Guru Deviname. Adgarename, Jagadgarename, Satgarename, Sri Guru Deviname. Inhale, suspend. Take your hands in prayer position all the way up, past the top of your head, into chakra of spirit. And then exhale, sweep either side of the body, palms facing up. Rest in the back of your hands on the earth. And just